So, I've been having kind of a Mystic Messenger renaissance after not playing it for like a good 2 years for mental health reasons, because this game was a threat to my mental health. I love it, I do. So, I was watching this video by Mike's Mike, where he was like going through, I think it was like cursed storylines in Pretty Little Liars, and I was thinking, oh, I could do that for Mystic Messenger. I think that could be fun, because it is a game and stuff happens in it, and it's a lot of stuff. Is this recording? Mystic Messenger is one of my favorite games.
It's so amazing, and I would play it again and again and again and again.
It's really good, but I don't think this video is going to convince you of that opinion. I think it's going to do the opposite. Is this recording? Sorry. So, I'm going to be ranking Cursed Mystic Messenger storylines because there are so many. There are a lot of them. This game is really funny. You just trust me, this game is so fucking funny. I mean, obviously spoilers, but I do think the ideal experience is watching this without any knowledge about this game, or very, very little knowledge. Maybe the ideal is like kind of knowing the game, but not being that deep into it. What I was thinking is, for those of you who have not played this game and don't know anything about it, I will briefly go through the characters. Oh, yeah. What it's like being the main character of Mystic Messenger. Horrible. I don't recommend it. So, we will start with our main character. She does not have a name, but I call her MC. I could also call her me or you, but I feel like it's a little bit too intense. We will be calling our main character MC. Second, we have Yusung Kim. He is, well, he's a guy. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy with a very long torso. Everyone in this game has really long torsos. It's really, really scary. Yusung has one of the worst sprites in the game. I don't know why they do that to him. It's like, what did he do to you? He's really sweet. He's really kind. He's a nice little boy. He's 21. He's older than me. Then we have Jae-hee Kang.
Ladies and gentlemen, her.
Amazing, incredible, groundbreaking, brilliant, fantastic, never before seen. She is an assistant. She does not hate her job, but her job hates her. She is amazing. She deserves so much more than her crusty boss, Ju Min-han. We might as well just go into Ju Min-han. Or he'll go into me, sorry. Ju Min-han, he is 26. I think he's a Libra. Make of that what you will. Ju-min is, he's crusty. He's crusty. He is a CEO or a CEO in line. I'm not super sure. Sometimes they call him the CEO. Sometimes they call him CEO in line. He likes cats, arguably a little bit too much. And he is misogynistic. The thing is, when I first played this game, I was like, Ju-min's fine. I don't remember disliking him this much, but during my renaissance, I'm like, I fucking hate this guy. He sucks, but he's so funny. He's like, if he were real, he would be dead because I would have killed him. However, because he's not real and I can like take him in like controlled doses, I think he's funny. He is just a big man in this big, big world, struggling to not be misogynistic. Next up is Zen. The wiki says he's a semi-successful actor. That's so rude. I remember disliking Zen a fucking lot when I first played this game. But I like him a lot more now. He's chill. He's an actor. He is really hot, allegedly. I don't know. I don't think he's not hot, but like, I don't think he's like that much more hot than everyone else. He's like, everyone here is really conventionally attractive. I think the hottest person in this game is Rika. I think I've said everything about Zen. He's a sweet guy. He cares a lot. Next up is 707. He's my favorite character. I call him Seven. His name is Seven. But when I was playing this game originally, with one of my friends, she mispronounced it as Seven, and I've called him Seven ever since.
I don't know who this man is.
Seven, he is a hacker. He is, he's really funny. I like him. He cares a lot too. He's really sweet. I didn't quite pick up on how big his heart was the first time I played this. I was just like, he's funny, man. But he's so much more than funny, man. He cares a lot. He works so hard. He deserves everything. Absolutely everything. He has a really banger theme too. Next up is V. Wait, who came first? V Mystic Messenger or V BTS? Wait, is V in BTS? He's like the co-founder of the— oh my god, the RFA. I haven't explained the RFA. The RFA is the group that they're in. It stands for Dika's Fundraising Association. They hold like fundraising parties. I don't know what they are. I just have no idea what fundraising is. It's really easy to check fundraising is accountable. Because otherwise, I don't know how they went from A to B. I will see what B is like, but this is V. I like his hair. It's like mint colored. He's really fucking long. His torso is so long. He did not win the torso lottery, or he won it and went way too hard with it. Poor guy. Also, his fiance committed suicide. But the torso thing, poor guy. Should I talk about this guy? There's this guy. His name is Unknown. He is a hacker. He looks suspiciously like someone in the RFA. I wonder who it is. Anyway. And finally, Dika. She is so pretty. She's so goddess. She is the founder of the RFA. She used the R in the RFA. I think there's her introductions. That's it. No more. Let's get into the list. I'll first explain the tiers. Number 1, absolutely fighting for my life. This is for the clownery that makes me fight for my life. That pulls the air out of my lungs, makes me have to call the ambulance. I don't actually know what that's gonna be yet, but we'll see. I guess we'll see. The second tier is screaming and crying. This is reserved for stuff that makes me scream and cry. These are not very concrete. It's just gonna be vibes. My laptop is dying. This is for stuff that is not quite as cursed, but still pretty cursed. That is checking the wiki. This is stuff that is cursed enough that I'm like, that can't have actually happened, right? And then I have to check the wiki, and I see that it did in fact happen. Fourth tier is, huh? What? It's kind of a bit too unbelievable, but it's not like so unbelievable that it gaslights me into thinking it didn't happen, you know? Our last tier is, alright, stuff that's kind of insane. It's like your regular clownery. You kind of just accept it, and then you move on. I think it'd be good to start at the very beginning with the first prologue. There are two prologues in this game. The game starts off with this random stranger texts you, and it's like, hey, I found this phone at the subway station, and I would like to find the owner. Can you please help me find the owner? And you're like, who the fuck are you? And they're like, so can you go to this address and like tell the owner that I've like found their phone because I'm like not in the country. Wow, that really sucks. I'm not in the country. And then I found this person's phone outside of the country and their phone had nothing on it but this one note with an address and some numbers. That's so weird. Anyway, can you go to this address? I swear it's safe. Do it. And then you do it. And you only display the hesitation, like a tiny little bit of hesitation, once you get to the person's door and they're like, okay, now break in. And then you do it. I don't know. Like, this guy, this person that reached out to you, got so lucky to find a dumbass. But, you know, even for all that, I think it's just like your regular clownery. You know, it's how the game starts off. I think that has to be the bottom line. So, the second one is this. This looks like an explosion. It is. It's a bomb inside the apartment. The apartment that you're staying in, the apartment that you break into. There's a bomb inside that fucking apartment. And everyone's like, how is there a bomb in Rika's apartment? Oh, wait, sorry. I didn't explain. The apartment that you break into is Rika's. Yeah, people freak out about it for a little bit, but they're just like, okay, well, I guess we just have to, like, be calm and, you know, live, love, laugh. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to live, love, laugh when there's a bomb around me? And if in any of these roots you're like, why the fuck is there a fucking bomb around me? You get a bad ending. She put a fucking bomb in the building, and that's not even the most illegal thing she does. The bomb really, I don't know, this is the thing you encounter in basically every single route, but it's still so cursed. Just because it's common doesn't make it not cursed. I think it's screaming crying. Okay, so third one is, let me read what I wrote down. The founder of the RFA, Dika, runs off to start a cult, and her fiancé V fakes her death. How did we get from charity organization to cult? I think this is also, oh yeah, also, and then her fiancé V lies that she committed suicide. I think that elevates it from checking the wiki to screaming crying. Next is Rika meets God. In V's after end, V's epilogue that had almost nothing to do with V, he had probably like 10% of the lines in that. His VA would probably just show up and breathe and then leave and go home. If you choose to forgive her for her war crimes, then she meets God. I honestly don't actually remember what happens. I think she like astral projects and meets God, who is a woman, and tells her like, Rika, my child, I don't know. I mean, that's checking the wiki. It's really insane, but the whole thing is so insane that you're just like, oh, this is just happening? Next is Jimin has complicated, semi-romantic feelings for his cat because she reminds him of his best friend's fiancé that committed suicide, Rika. He likes cats, arguably a little bit too much. I think this is... I mean, I know there's more to it. I know it's like a complex issue, but it's so fucking funny. Most of these things are to do with Jimin. Jimin Han. Crusty man. His poor cat. Her name is Elizabeth III. This poor fucking cat. I think that's just what? It's a little bit more than your average clowner, but he gets over it, kind of, at the end of his route. Character development, kind of, maybe. No, not really. His good end kind of like undermines everything he learned in his route, because his route was supposed to be about like listening to other people's opinions and not just doing what he wants all the time. But then he does a public proposal, which would pressure MC into marrying him. So he didn't learn anything. A crusty man! Next is, Jimin does a reality TV show roleplay with MC to scare off his prospective fiancée, Sarah. I also think that's just your average clownery. I'm not gonna explain that. I think that's all you need to know. So, Zen has this fucking horrible... Oh my god, there's this horrible, like... Shut up! There's this horrible thing with Zen where he's basically that Sir Raven. He has psychic dreams. He has psychic dreams. He just actually has psychic dreams. He can actually just predict the future, and I do not love that for him. I cannot support him on this. I just can't handle it. And one of the biggest fucking plot lines in Jimin's route is based on his psychic dream. So basically, he has that Sir Raven view of the future. He dreams of Elizabeth, I think, running away. And Jimin's like, that would never happen. But, just be safe, not that I believe you or anything, I'm gonna put my cat in a cage. He's a crusty man. He's such a crusty man. But, basically, what happens is that, because he put her in that cage, when he opens the latch to feed her, she's like, fuck you, and runs away. And basically, Zen's dream came true. It's so that Sir Raven, if you try to prevent it, it comes true anyway. I think it's so determinism. But, I don't know. The psychic dream thing makes me want to do unspeakable acts to Zen. But the thing itself, I think it's also just like, oh, alright, sure. Next is this. This is referring to the casual story, bad end. So, how you get sorted, how you get like filed onto a route is that you do it first 4 days, and you talk to them, and whoever you gain the most affection with, you go onto their route. Pretty simple. If you, however, want to be nice to everyone, because being nice to people means you have to be mean to other people, or you have to ignore them completely. And if you don't want to do that, if you just want to like be nice to everyone, then you get punished by Yusun losing his fucking mind. Because the bad end for the casual story is Zen has the psychic dream, right? At the end of the first 4 days, where he's like, dude, what if like we're just like characters in a dating sim, and like we're just saying programmed things? But that wouldn't possibly be the case or anything. And it's like really weirdly self-aware. And then if you get onto the bad end, Yusun's like, oh, you didn't know? We are Zen. We're robots. We're robots then. But I think the most amazing thing that comes out of this is a chat room that just says, what? But yeah, basically, Yusun becomes self-aware that he's a dating sim character. But the thing that bothers me the most about that is not even, like, the ending itself. It's like, why? And getting an ending like that would make you think this is like a DDLC thing. It's not, though. It's really not. A lot of shit happens in this that is scary. Not like in a horror way, but it's just like, it's so insane. It's not a DDLC thing. Basically, Yusung's theory is that the incident are real, and they're the programmers. They're chariots, basically, the people who made the game. And they brainwashed the RFA into becoming their little minion robots. And Rika found that out, and she couldn't handle it, she killed herself. That is his theory, that's his game theory. So I guess it kind of relates to, it's like, I don't know. Oh, the freaky ways grief can impact I don't know. But it really doesn't have any kind of relation to the rest of the game as a whole. But I will agree, it's freaky. It's like the shock factor, but it doesn't really, like, relate to anything. Can you stop sending me notifications? Adobe needs to leave me alone, you're obsessed with me!
And I love it.
Anyway. Shut up! Next is... Oh my... Should I go into this already? Okay, so... Sven...
Shut your bitch ass!
...is actually a secret agent. And the illegitimate son of the Prime Minister. Bitch. And he has a secret twin who's part of a cult. I I think that's pretty screaming crying. But I don't want to quite put it there though, because like it's actually really sad. Savannah and his twin brother had a really sad upbringing because they were like illegitimate and they weren't supposed to be born. Their parents hated them. Their father wants to pretend that they don't exist, and their mother only keeps them around to extort their father for like child support money and stuff. So they had a really, really horrible childhood. But again, it's, I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of numb to it because it's like, this is just like common knowledge. If you've played the game, this is just common knowledge, so I'm just like kind of desensitized to it. But I mean, I would assume that when you come up against it when you're playing, you're like, what? What the hell? So just to honor that baby's first missing messenger experience, I will put it in screaming crying. Now the next one is really fucking funny. This is one I actually had to check the wiki for, but I will probably not be putting it in checking the wiki. So the next one is, in Jae's route, V goes to Jumin's house and tells him he has liver cancer and is dying soon. And Jumin's like, fucking bullshit. And V's like, yeah, sorry, that was a lie. It's so fucking funny. But the thing is, it kind of got me when I was first playing Jae's route. I was like, wait, really? Because V's sort of going through it like his fiance committed suicide, ran off to start a cult. And I was like, oh no, does he also have liver cancer? He didn't though, he lied to me. He lied to all of us.
Lies could be true, the truth could be lies.
He loves to lie. V loves to fucking lie, but he's so bad at it. But this is absolutely fighting for my life. V, however, is not fighting for his life. Next is, it's not quite cursed per se, but so at the end of every route, right, you hold the fundraising party, you invite the people, they do a speech at the party professing their love for you, and then at the end you have a CG where you kiss them. However, because Jaehee's route is the straightest gay route to ever exist, you don't get to kiss her, and instead she asks you to be her business partner. Which actually, I don't know if this was intentional or not, but unintentionally is really fucking romantic. That's so romantic. She comes over, she pulls you over to the like corner of the party, and she's like, MC. And she like gets down one again, and she like opens her box, and she takes out the key to ask you to be her business partner. And she holds your hand in such a tender way, and she puts the key into your hand. That's so girl boss lesbians. But it's here because of what it represents. I mean, there's a fucking part in the middle of the route where Jaehee is going through it. And you know who goes to her house? If it were any other fucking route, it would be me going to her house. Me going to her house to make her soup and take care of her like she deserves. But it's not me, you know who it is? You know who it fucking is? It's Zen. It's Zen, it's not your fucking route, Zen. That should have been me. That should have been me. I could have been there. But it's not cursed, but it is screaming crying. But it's not screaming crying. I can't equate being business partners with Jaehee to Rika being the leader of a cult. I can't do it.
Don't do it.
But it's not, I mean, so checking the wiki is a tier. It does not mean I was checking the wiki for this. I know this. I remember it. But it is checking the wiki. Okay, so next is... During quarantine, I think people were getting really horny for Jumin again, which, okay. I mean, I don't like the man. He's really crusty, but like, his route... I can see how people were like, you know, I can see how that like awakens something in some people. I hope they get well soon. Kidding. During quarantine, people were getting really horny for Jumin, so I think they were like, okay, we see this demand, and you know, yeah, they came out with this like after ending to a bad ending, but also not really. It was supposed to be the after end to Jumin's second bad ending, where he locks you in the penthouse and keeps you as his pet, basically. Anyway, and like, I don't know, he puts trackers in your shoes and you're like his slave anyway. But the thing about that DLC was it didn't really have much to do with the bad end at all. But anyway, this is You and Jimin fuck in the basement where his mother locked him in once as a kid. And I think that's absolutely fighting for my life. That is. Sure. I mean, however you get over your trauma, I guess. I don't need therapy. I just need to. It's that simple. Next is another weird ending. It's one I never shut up about. It's so funny. I mean, yeah, it's fucked up. It's really funny though, because it kind of comes out of nowhere. This is the ending. This is the V cuck ending where he. Well, basically, what's happening here in this fancy little CG is that he's filming you having sex with other men, and he's like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and it's like, sure, whatever you're into, I guess. But how did we get here? We were in a cult a few seconds ago, right? Were we not? Did you not just get shot? What is happening? Does he get shot in his route? I don't remember. Or does he get stabbed? V goes through it in his route. He goes through it in Ray's route. He goes through it in everyone's routes. And then he like comes back from Hawaii and he's like, I'm fine now. So maybe that's all it takes. But it's checking the wiki. Next is this. Jimin crashes Seven's car out of revenge. I don't know how he fucking did that. But, I mean, I still think this is like regular clownery. No, I think it's a little bit, what? And next is, Seven convinces Yusung that he has a rare disease that can only be cured by drinking chocolate milk. This happens in the first 4 days. I think this is regular clownery. Next is, MC jumps out of Jumin's penthouse window. Jumin's how many story tall penthouse window trying to escape him. That's Jumin's route! He fucks you! He does not fuck you. He does like everything but fuck you. But like, he fucks you up so hard that one of the bad ends involves MC committing suicide! Crusty man! He's so crusty! This is screaming crying. I had to check if that was real. I did have to check the wiki for that one too. Next is, I mean, if you're playing his route, you're kind of like, Jimin's route is so funny. The next one is about Jaehyun. My beautiful, I don't know, I wish you were my wife. So this is, Jimin makes Jaehyun cut her hair to look more masculine when she's employed so that his father won't want to fuck her. So that the chairman of the company won't want to fuck her, because he has a history of fucking Jimin's assistants. That is absolutely fighting for my fucking life. That is perhaps at the front of fighting for my fucking life. That is air is leaving my lungs. I am passing away. Oh yeah, she also wears non-prescription glasses. She doesn't need glasses, but Jimin gave them to her to look more professional or something, or less fuckable. This one is the second one I chose from Jimin's, his like bad end after ending. So this refers to MC astral projects into seeing Jumin's childhood trauma. I'm not joking. If you send a transmission into space, the house like tells you the dark history of Jumin and his mother, and it's like, what the fuck is happening? Just help me, please. It's absolutely fighting for my life. That is how you fucking learn about his childhood trauma. I'm not joking. Okay, so next up is, Yusung is attracted to MC because she reminds him of his dead cousin.
Are we absolutely sure what direction we're going?
Again, it's complex. There's a lot of stuff in here. If he were a real person, I would be like, okay, buddy, therapy. If all of these people were real, I'd be like, please, oh god, please go to therapy. I love you. Therapy, please. You know, Rika goes to therapy, and then she starts a cult. She's like, therapy didn't work for me. Runs off and starts a cult. But it's a complex issue. I mean, sure, it's like, maybe it's just like a lot of respect, and like when you're younger, he's 21. When you're younger, you don't really know what your feelings are. But I just think it's kind of like, there's someone there in his route. He has a chat room called Just Like Rika, where he talks about his feelings for AMC. It's like, it's like, it's like, sorry. But I think it's still, what? Huh? What? Last one. I should have done this earlier, actually. Last one is the second prologue. There's two prologues. I fucked up the word again. There's two prologues in the game. This is the second one for another story. It's a lot more insane than the first one, actually, but I like it a lot more. It's because we meet Ray. I love Ray. I see him and I hear his theme and I'm like, ah! I'm like screaming, crying, but in a good way. I'm like screaming, crying out of joy. He's a crusty man, too. Sedan's also, sorry, is that spoilers? Uh-oh, who's Sedan? Anyway, Ray. Who's Ray? Good question. I haven't explained who Ray is, whatever. Ray is also a very crusty man, but I think he deserves to be a little bit crusty. But his theme is so good. His theme is so banger. His theme is so good and banger, and also called, like, Endless Suffering or something. Wait, actually? No, it's called, like, Endless Struggle. Right, so what happens in the second prologue, I think you get a call. No, you still get a text. I got a text! You get a text from Ray, and he's like, hey, so I'm developing this game, and I was looking for some testers. It's a dating sim, and I was hoping that you could follow me to these coordinates so you could help me test this game. I will send someone to your house to help you get there, to this address in the mountains. Don't look up the address. You won't be able to find it. We will also have to blindfold you in the car so you don't see where you're going. You know, because, like, for safety, security reasons. I don't want other people to leak the game when I work so hard on it. And then afterwards, he's like, hey, so can I call you? And if you don't let him call you, he continues to call you daily. I think if you go far enough into the prologue and then you abandon it, he's like, come on, you give me blue ball. I know I'm not really defending my case on why I like this guy, but I swear he's nice most of the time. You know, he's just like, sometimes he's just a little bit, you know, I'm kidding, I'm joking, no, I'm not. I'm like half joking. I think he's as sweet as a cultist can be. Sorry, is that rude to cultists? I'm so sorry. But somehow this one is even more suspicious than the first one. How did they do that? I will put this one tier above the original prologue. Okay, but is this... I'm sorry, is Jay asking you to be her business partner more cursed than you going into the mountains to test a game at an unknown address? Look, it's not just that, it's what it represents! That's how it makes me feel! Sad. It makes me feel sad. We never get to kiss Jay once. Ever. Ever! Anyway, this is my finished list. I'm just saying, if I had another one up here, it would be, like, symmetrical, but no. Thanks for watching. How long have I been doing this for? 55 minutes! 55 minutes? Oh my god, editing this is gonna kill me!